What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another video. Welcome to your $2,000 second stimulus check update, stimulus package update, and news report for Thursday, January 28th. We have a lot to cover in today's video, so let's get right into it. Yesterday, Federal Reserve Chairman Jerome Powell said, "Nothing is more important to the economy than vaccines for the American people." He also stated that the Fed will not change interest rates and are not worried about possible inflation anytime soon. He also went on to state that Congress must do their job and pass additional stimulus now. So, what we heard yesterday, we heard a lot of things from senators, from representatives, from President Biden himself in the White House, and from Jerome Powell. First, one thing I just want to state is that right now, there's a lot of things happening. There's a lot of stuff going on behind the scenes, and I'm going to bring all that stuff to you. So if you haven't yet subscribed, make sure you do that so that I can continue to keep you updated. So let's get back into this update. Right now, Jerome Powell stated multiple times that the risk of not providing more stimulus outweighs the risk of providing too much. So in other words, he's saying, Congress, get that stimulus rolling. We need it. Now, as he says this, as Jerome Powell was, doing this, it was a fairly lengthy interview. As he was doing this, multiple House members were working on the next stimulus package. We have multiple groups working on different packages at this moment. I stated this last week, and they are continuing to work. We have one group that is working along with the White House to put together Biden's $1.9 trillion stimulus package. We have another group that is trying to get a bill for just vaccine distribution funding and a $1,400 stimulus check. And we have committee chairs who are currently working on COVID relief legislation as a basis of reconciliation. This is exactly what Nancy Pelosi had to say on this matter yesterday. This is from her website. She says, on the legislative front, we are grateful to our committee chairs who are working on COVID relief legislation as a basis for reconciliation, should that step be needed. That is a key word. We hope and expect Republicans in Congress will support assistance that will bring relief to their communities, but the need for action would not be more urgent, and Democrats will not take any tools off the table as to how the House and Senate will get this package done. We are grateful to members for their flexibility with regard to the schedule. What you need to keep in mind is the key words here. First was that should that step be needed. That's talking about the budget reconciliation. That's going to be big because right now the three groups, one group is working with the Biden administration and the White House, trying to get a bipartisan $1.9 trillion stimulus package through. At $1.9 trillion, it can't really be bipartisan because many Republicans will not support that. The other group wants to get the vaccine funding and $1,400 stimulus checks. And then the committee chairs, and pretty much Nancy Pelosi, what I was just referencing, they are working on a budget reconciliation. All these things are happening at once. This is all happening at once. So it's not going to be the first one to the finish line is the one that gets passed. It's going to be, we're going to try to pass every single one of these, and then we will decide which is the best one to send over to the Senate and which one's the best one that will possibly pass through the Senate. That's what we're currently looking at. Now, while all three of these groups are trying to put stimulus together, we have another group, a completely different group. A group of 50 House progressives that are pushing President Biden for recurring stimulus checks. Yes, recurring, monthly. What we are hearing, this group sent a letter to President Biden and Vice President Harris this morning stating that a one-time survival check is not enough. In this letter, it states that lower-income individuals spend more than 40% of their payments within the first 10 days. And this aid during a pandemic when more than 19 million Americans are currently unemployed is just not enough. Because of this lack of aid that Congress has not sent to the American people in the past 9-10 months, more than 8 million people disproportionately Black and Latino adults and children have been forced into poverty. I stated this the other day, that while some of the wealthiest people in our country, Jeff Bezos, Elon Musk, Mark Zuckerberg, Bill Gates, people like that, billionaires, some of the wealthiest people in the world and that are in our country, they have increased their net worth by over $1 trillion as of today. Well, they have a higher net worth, yet about 8.1 million Americans have fallen into poverty in the exact same time frame. It's ridiculous. This group doesn't give an amount as far as how much they are requesting for a recurring payment, whether it's $600, $1,200, $1,400, maybe $2,000 per month, like Canada and some other countries. They didn't give an exact amount, but they outline multiple reasons why this is needed. Not only are they calling for monthly stimulus checks until this pandemic is over, they're also urging Congress to pass retroactive checks as well. And this is not just for a stimulus payment, a direct payment. They're talking about retroactive payments across the board. This doesn't just stop with retroactive monthly stimulus checks. They want unemployments to be retroactive as well. Now, here's what we know. The $600 unemployment plus up, in addition to your state unemployment benefits, that ended in August. So the 1st of August, that ended. No more $600. Well, then former President Trump at that time, he decided, I'm going to do an executive order. I'm going to take FEMA funds and I'm going to pay for up to like 5 to 7 weeks of unemployment benefits. Well, great. That's what happened. We got about average about 6 weeks of unemployment benefits at $300 per week. Great. That was perfect. That helped out. Everyone was good for August and most of September. Then after September, so October, November, and December, there was no additional unemployment boost. Not even for $300. Definitely not $600, but not even for $300. Well, this is what this group is calling for. We need retroactive unemployment benefits all the way back until August. This would provide people that did get the $300 per week as the FEMA funding. This would actually give them additional $100 per week. So $100 for pretty much 2 months, that's $800. And then for October, November, and December, there's 3 months, that's 12 weeks of an additional $300 to $400. Let's say $400. Well, that's another $4,800. $4,800 on top of the additional, $100 for 4 weeks, $800. So you're about $5,600 that you would get just to end the year from August to December. Then on December 27th, that is when this new $300 kicked in. That was from the $900 billion stimulus package that President Trump signed into law on December 27th. So that's kind of what we're hearing is, let's try to get unemployment benefits retroactive back until August. Whether or not this happens, they're just saying right now, rental assistance is retroactive. Why can we not get retroactive assistance for unemployment benefits? These are the same people we're helping out. When somebody is unemployed, they are more likely to spend their money than when somebody, currently has a job and they don't need a stimulus check. They don't need a stimulus check. They're going to go and put it in the stock market. They're going to go run up the stock of GameStop. If you can even buy it, because right now you can't even buy it. They pulled it off Robinhood. Can't get it on TD Ameritrade. There's a lot of issues happening right now. Now, multiple lawmakers state that if state and local governments can get their losses paid for, then why can't the American people? Why are the American people suffering when the states and the localities are looking for a $350 billion windfall? They're going to get bailed out. And some of these states are doing better now than they were doing before the pandemic. So just let that sink in for a second. The letter from the House progressives goes on to say, and I quote, "Recurring direct payments until the economy recovers will help ensure that people can meet their basic needs, provide racially equitable solutions, and shorten the length of this recession." And that could happen. But Congress is looking at everything. They are looking at all aspects of this, or at least that's what they're saying. Again, I'm no expert. I'm not in Congress. I'm not a politician. I'm just a guy on YouTube. Now, what I can tell you is that President Biden has not come out in support of providing monthly stimulus checks, nor has he come out and publicly stated that he opposed them. So, the good thing is that this group is coming out before the stimulus package has even been written. Again, there's a chance that we see very targeted direct payments, and this could include a monthly stimulus payment. But as for stimulus checks, as of right now, those are seen as not the best use of money. So if it went to unemployment benefits and that was retroactive, and that went on for another 28 weeks all the way till September 30th, that's a higher possibility than seeing a monthly, recurring, or retroactive stimulus check. Because that right there, as of right now, what we're hearing is this is not the best bang for our buck. Because right now, for every $100, the $600 stimulus checks, what they're saying is roughly 40% of the people that, of the lower income families and individuals, 40% of that check was spent within the first 10 days. When it comes to a more medium income, higher income earner, those earners, those people tend to save it. They spend less than 10% of that check. That's a big issue. So for people that have a higher income, especially over six figures, those people spend about $10 of that $600 so far in the first month. And that's what Congress is currently looking at. Now, as of yesterday, we got multiple reports that there could be a vote on this next stimulus package in the first couple weeks of March. However, it looks like because of the fact that so many GOP members are actually opposing the impeachment of Trump, that stimulus will now be Senate's priority. It will now be their priority over the possible impeachment trials. This means that according to reports, we could see a vote on stimulus happen next week. Yes, happen next week. However, just keep in mind, lawmakers are still working on this bill. It hasn't even been written yet. And we might not see a bill until next week. So if we don't see a bill until the end of next week, we will probably not see a vote until the week after. So again, we will probably not see anything until possibly the early to middle part of February. But many experts are still saying it will be the end of February, but most likely in March that we see any type of stimulus. So what I can tell you is that President Biden is trying to take every lawmaker's remarks and their frustrations with this bill. He's trying to address all of them at once. Whether or not this is even possible, whether or not this is going to be an easy task is currently unknown. We don't know what President Biden is currently thinking and what he's trying to do. But we do know that according to reports, he has some tricks up his sleeve. As a member of the Senate for many years, he does understand the process, does understand what it takes. So we will see. This is going to be his first big task as president. So we will see if he's up to it. What you need to keep in mind is that when this bill is passed, yes, I did say when it's passed, this bill will pass. Whether it's 1.9, whether it's bigger, smaller, what's in it, don't know. But when this next stimulus package gets passed, this bill is going to have multiple far left priorities included. It's going to have a $15 federal minimum wage, which is actually going to go to $9.50 immediately. It will have $350 billion for state and local governments, larger and extended unemployment benefits, paid sick leave, and many other Democratic priorities. Republicans will not be happy with this, but according to the report this morning, Democrats do not care what Republicans want or what they are thinking, simply because Democrats are currently worried about getting swept during the midterm elections and losing control of the House and Senate then. This is something that they cannot let happen. If Democrats want to control the outcome, Democrats want to control Biden's legacy, then they have to remain in control of the House and the Senate. Right now, even Bernie Sanders has been saying this for weeks. If we do not do more, we do not do something big, then it will happen to us again. Democrats held the presidency, the House, and the Senate. They did this during the Clinton presidency. They did this during the Obama presidency as well. And both times, they completely got swept by Republicans during the midterm elections. So, whatever happens, expect Democrats will go above and beyond in order to show the American people that they can run this country and they did not make the wrong choice. So, that is what we know right now. As always, as I learn more, I promise I'll come back and share more. Consider subscribing so I can continue to keep you updated on everything that's going on, and I'll see you guys on the next one.